Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we have a little bit of a different setup today. Going forward throughout the summer, we'll probably be down here. This is my office. It is very hot where I was doing the readings before in my attic. I have a little bit of a sacred space up there, but it gets very, very hot up there in the summer. So we're going to be in my office. So we'll have a setup just like this. Now, I have been feeling extremely drained the past few days. So we didn't have the masculine and feminine updates, but we're going to do the masculine feminine update. And then for the union energies reading, we're going to do a special intimate update, a special intimate reading. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned to the channel for that. Okay, so what are we going to start with? We're going to start with the masculine today, and then we'll have a feminine reading, and then the intimate reading. So make sure that you check out all the videos. And what I'll do is I will put a link to the feminine reading in the description box below, and vice versa. I link to the masculine reading in the feminine's description box. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm sorry. I saged and the smoke is really getting to me. Oh boy. Okay. All right. We're good. We're good. All right. How have you guys been feeling since the eclipse? I know there were some heavy energies. We're moving into lighter energies. We really, really are. Things might feel heavy and intense right now, but there's something underneath it. I'll tell you guys, I've been in touch with my Divine Masculine throughout the weekend. You guys know the whole story if you've been watching the Ascension Confessions videos and some of what I've been saying in the intros to my other readings. You know what's going on with me. For the most part, I don't share everything, but I like to share a lot, because that's part of this community. Sharing, that's part of this connection, and for me, it's sharing my story to connect with others so that you guys know that you're not alone in your journeys, and same with me. My Divine Masculine and I have been in contact for the past, since Friday, I want to say, is when we got back in contact with each other, and it has been ugly at times. But I got to tell you, underneath it, it's so much love between us. There's just so much love between us, and I feel it. And we are just, it's like we're being real with each other. It's like for the first time, like both of us, and I feel it too. Like I'll be honest, like we're both lashing out at each other, but it's almost like it's coming from a higher vibration. We're getting angry with each other, we're lashing out at each other, we're in some cases projecting on each other, but it feels like healing. And it doesn't feel good. I gotta say, it doesn't feel great. But there's something underneath that's saying, I've been constantly in touch with my spirit guides, constantly in touch, trying to figure out what is going on and why I feel this underlying sense of peace, no matter what is going on, no matter how, shitty it feels like on the outside or how shitty it feels like it looks on the outside. And I'm constantly being reminded that this is healing for both of us, that we're just plowing through communication blocks, that we are just, because communication has been one of the biggest issues in our relationship. Understanding each other has been one of the biggest issues, and I'm having major transformations and major shifts in mindset and consciousness and understanding of him. I'm not going to speak for him, but I see changes in him as well, and it just feels like we're both fighting for this connection now. We're fighting each other, like we're fighting, we're arguing, but it feels like we're both fighting for this connection, like we're both fighting for this relationship, and I'm just completely surrendered. I'm just completely surrendered to whatever happens. However this unfolds, it unfolds. I'm always going to want him in my life, but I just am completely surrendered to wherever we go from here. And it feels freeing because there's a sense of detachment. The connection is still there. The connection is still strong. The love that I have for him is undeniable and unbelievable. But it's me saying what I will and will not accept anymore. And it's him standing up for himself too. We're both setting boundaries. We're both standing up for what we believe, for what we want. And it's underneath all the shittiness of it, it feels, when I look at it from the higher perspective, it feels beautiful because it's almost like when I take a step back, I feel like I'm channeling some of this because, it doesn't feel good when you're in it. It doesn't feel good when you're arguing with the person that you love. But when I take a step back and I'm consulting with my spirit team, what they're telling me is that this is healing for both of us. Like, this is part of the process for us, is just plowing through triggers, plowing through challenges. We are getting everything out in the open, and for the first time in our relationship, we're actually being real with each other. Both of us actually being real with each other. Me actually standing up and saying what I will and won't accept anymore, and him standing up too. Him standing up for himself, and him fighting for himself. Him fighting for us. And that's what feels beautiful. And again, I don't know where it's leading. I don't know what's happening. I never know what's happening. But that's what feels good. It feels like a spiritual transformation for both of us. One of the biggest issues for both of us was ego, spiritual ego, because we have both been awakened prior to our coming together. And this journey just takes that to a whole different level. Ascension is a whole different ballgame. If you thought that you were awakened before, Ascension is a whole new ballgame. And it takes a lot to tear down the beliefs that you once had. Or if you thought that you didn't have beliefs, to cultivate beliefs, because everybody needs to have something that they believe in, with an understanding that those beliefs are going to evolve. It's that spiral energy. It's, the more you awaken, the more you remember about yourself, the more you understand, the deeper it goes, the deeper your understanding goes, and the more you shift, and the more you change, and the more you transform, the more you evolve. And so that's what's happening with us. And we had just been, pushing against each other, both of us, trying to almost like, it felt like at times force our beliefs on one another, trying to force our viewpoints on one another. And at times, it felt like there was a superiority issue there. Like, I felt like I would get pissed all the time because I'd be like, stop fucking teaching me. And it felt very imbalanced because I put him on a pedestal, on a spiritual pedestal, where I felt like he was superior to me, where we're equal. And I've always wanted us to be equal. I've always wanted us to come together and help each other learn and help each other grow. I can't speak for him, but I do think that there was some of that on his end as well, where maybe he put me on a pedestal as well for whatever reason. When we've always, I've had my flaws, and I've had my faults, and I've had my, my fuck ups as well. I've had many fuck ups in this relationship. But it feels like we're finally just getting everything out that needs to get out in the open, and really finally being real with each other. And it's coming out as, in some cases, anger, as lashing out, as intensity. It's passion. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's passionate energy, and not sexual energy, although it might be sexual energy from my end. But what is passion but sexual energy? Like, sexual energy is just creative energy. Sexual energy is just sacred energy. But it's the sacral chakra energy. But it really feels like we're just plowing through blocks and trying now to understand each other. Both of us trying to see things from the other's viewpoint rather than just butting heads and being stubborn. Because I think we can both be stubborn. And I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't often feel good, but underneath there's a layer of peace, and it's like my spirit is saying, this is meant to happen. This is a good thing, because now you're finally, both of you have torn down those masks and those illusions. You're breaking free from the illusions, and you're communicating with each other. And I'm a communicator, so I was like, well, not my problem, but it was my problem because I wasn't listening, I wasn't hearing him, and I wasn't respecting what he was truly saying, because I trust my own intuition. But you have to take things, you can trust your intuition on this journey. You have to. You have to trust your intuition over what is being shown in the 3D. But at the same time, you have to respect what is being said in the 3D, what's being said at the time. So you can trust your intuition, but at the same time, and you have to trust your intuition, but at the same time, respect where they are at the time that they're actually coming forward and saying, I can only be friends with you, or I don't want this relationship now, or this isn't working out for me now, or whatever it is that's happening. Respect what it is that they're telling you, because things can shift. Things can always shift. Energy is constantly flowing, constantly shifting, but you have to. It's a balance. It's a balance of trusting in this connection, trusting your own intuition and what you're feeling, but also respecting where they are at the time, and knowing that that can shift, knowing that that can evolve. And if it doesn't, then you have to look at your own self-worth. You have to look at your own self-love and your own life and say, okay, is this still serving me? Is this connection still serving me? And if it isn't, then you need to make the decision to focus on your own life rather than the connection. And if it is serving you, and you are seeing things, or they are, coming forward, then you reevaluate. But it's definitely a balance of trusting your intuition, which you must always do, and respecting what they're showing you and respecting what they're telling you, because what they're doing in the 3D is where they are now versus what you're feeling intuitively. Like, what you're feeling intuitively is the emotions, right? What you're feeling intuitively is quite possibly true. It's quite possibly true, but what they're showing you in the 3D and what they're telling you physically, face to face or communication or whatever it is, what they're actually telling you is, this is where I am right now, and maybe I'll meet you where your intuition is picking up on, but this is where I am right now. And so you have to allow that. You have to allow that, because that is about respect. That's about their boundaries. That is about acknowledging where they are on their spiritual journey. And it's about divine timing as well, and allowing things to unfold. Because if you're pushing your intuition, saying, but I believe that you love me, I believe that you love me, then you're just pushing. That's a form of control, is what I've recently learned. That's just another form of control. And you're not allowing things to unfold in divine timing. You're not allowing things to unfold as they're meant to unfold. You're just pushing, essentially, you're just pushing what it is that you want, which is what you want is what your intuition is telling you. So it is a very delicate balance, but it's all about allowing it to unfold. It's all about listening to what the other person is really telling you, respecting where they are, and just, refocusing on your own life, refocusing on yourself, refocusing on your self-love. And now, I'm not saying, because I'm probably going to get some emails and comments, but I'm not saying disregard your intuition. This journey, what this journey tells you and really teaches you, is to always, always, always trust your intuition, because that is your guide. That is your guide. That is your spirit team. That's your higher self. That is your guide. And if there's one lesson on this journey that we need to learn, is to trust our intuition. But we don't always need to act on the intuition quite yet, because there are two people involved. And so they might not be where your intuition is telling you. They might not be there yet. And so that's where the respect comes in. That's where you really need to listen and understand and allow things to unfold as they're meant to unfold. Because otherwise, if you're just plowing ahead saying, this, my intuition is telling me this, why aren't you doing this? That's just having expectations for the other person, and that's just a form of control. You're trying to control the timing of it. And that's another lesson that we're learning on this journey, is you cannot control the timing. Everything unfolds in perfect timing. Everything unfolds as it's meant to unfold. And, if we had had the relationship that I'd always wanted before now, it would have, sorry guys, it's my dogs. If we had had the relationship, we both wouldn't have been where we are now. We both wouldn't have been this transformed, and we probably would have had a very toxic, unhealthy, distorted relationship. Whereas now we're really communicating with each other, we're trying to understand each other, we're forming a relationship or a new foundation based on a different form of friendship, a much healthier friendship, a much healthier form of communication, much healthier feelings, much healthier boundaries, just a more stable foundation. And, whether we have a relationship or not, what we're building is a new connection here between us, and that feels good. That feels good. So, okay. I hope all of that made sense. I'm still trying to make sense of it for myself because it is kind of a new revelation for me. It was kind of like an epiphany moment for me, and it really shifted things for me. So maybe I'll talk about that again if we need more clarification on that. Let me know if that's making sense for you guys. Okay, so we're going to get into the reading for the Divine Masculine. I think what we're going to do is... Okay, we're just going to pull some cards. You know what? I was doing past, present, future spreads, things like that. But I just like pulling cards because I just end up channeling anyway without spreads. So let's just see what we're getting. Wow. Holy crap, you guys. 3 major arcana cards right off the bat. The star at the bottom of the deck. Holy crap. If this is not a transformation, an awakening, a spiritual transformation, I don't know what is. I'm going to pull I'm going to actually pull this one too. Okay, and I'm going to pull that one too. Okay, all right. Okay, so here's what we have. Okay. The overall energy, I'm going to go through this really quick. What we have is the Hierophant, the Lovers, and the Wheel of Fortune all came out almost at once. Then we pulled the Star, the Ten of Swords, and Temperance from the bottom of the deck. This is healing. This is awakening. This is a major shift for the Divine Masculines. A major shift. They have gone through their ending, and the energy that I'm actually getting is that these swords are out of their back. You see how the swords aren't even in him? It's almost like it's just energy. It's just energy, just kind of hovering over him, like the past hovering over him, like a shadow of the past is what they're saying. And what he's going to be doing is he's going to stand up and he's going to shake off that shadow of the past, because this is a 10 number. 10 of Swords. This is over. This is completed. This is done. These karmic cycles that kept him imprisoned in his own mind, because Swords being all about the mental aspect, the mental clarity, mental entrapment, everything that was holding him back mentally in his own mind being done. He's shaking off the energy of these 10 swords. That was betrayal, that was toxicity, that was unhealthy patterns, that was karma. Any karmic relationships, karmic situations, anything that was holding him back, anything that was keeping him down, he is shaking this off. This is just energy. This is just a shadow that he can just shake away. This is amazing, amazing energy. And what's coming is the Wheel of Fortune, that the wheel is turning in his favor. It's the Wheel of Fortune, turning in your favor. Being brave enough to turn that wheel, to walk towards that turning wheel, to walk towards whatever is in their future. Having the courage now that they've shaken off this shadow, now they're gaining the courage to walk towards their future, towards this turning wheel. It's and we have the Sun here in the middle there. Do you see that? The Divine Masculine right in the middle of this turning wheel. This, it's not easy to go towards an uncertain future, especially when you've been held up by the past. Especially when there were childhood wounds, especially when there were past relationships, especially when there was anything that was keeping you in mental entrapment or physically trapped. As far as relationships, as far as careers, anything that you felt like was holding you back. It's not easy to make that change. It's not easy to jump. It's what Spirit is saying. It's not easy to jump. And Spirit is actually acknowledging that fact, especially here, because of our conditioning, especially in this 3D dense physical plane. It's not easy to make that jump. But here, they're awakening to the fact that they are a spiritual being. They are the Hierophant or the high priest. They are a spiritual being, first and foremost. And so they're awakening to the fact that there is nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear here. They're awakening to their gifts, I'm hearing, trusting their intuition, trusting their own guidance, setting the past behind them. And they are letting the wheel turn now. Before, there was such resistance because they didn't want to make that change, because that was scary. That change was scary. But now they are truly allowing the wheel to turn. They're not fighting the wheel from turning anymore. In fact, Spirit actually just gave me the analogy of, it's almost like they're putting WD-40 on the wheel, making it turn more smoothly. Like they're wanting it to turn, which is amazing. Like it's beautiful. Like they're like, okay, let's go. I'm ready for this change. I'm ready to go forward. And where are they going forward towards? They're going forward towards this spiritual connection. This is this divine connection. The Two of Cups is that soulmate connection in the 3D, right? This is that divine love connection. This is encompassing that 3D love, bringing it down to the 3D, the Hierophant, more of a commitment, a committed relationship, being willing to commit this, but having wished upon the star for this commitment, for this relationship, for this connection, they're bringing this down, and they are rising as the divine masculine. I get this message all the time with this card. This is my favorite card in this deck. It's actually probably my favorite card in all of the decks. I love this imagery. It's gorgeous. It is divine masculine and divine feminine in its entirety. You see how strong the divine masculine is here? Do you see how he's lifting the divine feminine up? And you see the love source energy that is just pouring through them? This is, okay, another message just came through. Give me 1 second. I want to get the, they just showed me the Three of Cups in this deck, and I want to get it. Because I don't think I've ever had that message before. So what they're actually showing me is the Three of Cups, and in this deck, the Three of Cups is 2 cups being poured into one, and then that one cup just overflowing. And I talk about this a lot. It's a message that I get a lot. It's 2 cups, the Two of Cups being that soulmate connection, right? You fill up your cup of love with self-love. They fill up their, where is this? Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Here we are. You fill up your cup with self-love so that it's overflowing. They fill up their cup with self-love so that it's overflowing. Now you have love to offer to each other, right? So that's the Two of Cups, offering that love to each other because you're both full of love for each other and for yourselves first and foremost. And now once you have that cup that's full for yourselves, you have love to offer to another. So you both have your full cups. Now it's spilling over into this third cup. This is Trinity energy. This is union energy. It's always, for me, it's divine masculine, divine feminine, source energy. Trinity energy, and they had once upon a time channeled it to me like it was this. It was the source energy, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. Then divine masculine, divine feminine being a trinity, being the triangle. What they had channeled to me many months ago was that it was actually a circle. It was actually like this, overlapping. There is no... You guys are completely merged. Your energies are completely fused between the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and the divine. That is union energy. There is no separation. Whereas there's separation here, there is no separation here. It is a circle, completed, never ending, no beginning, no end. It's just always is. And so what they're saying here is the same thing. So what happens is you have your cup, their cup, your divine masculine's cup, overflowing into this one cup of love, and that cup then overflows. So it's love for the self. It's like a hierarchy. It's love for the self, then love for each other, and then as your energies merge, as your energies fuse, as your love just overcomes you, encompasses you, just overpowers you. That love is just so great. It's so expansive. And that expansive love pours into this third cup. And that cup, you see how this cup is larger? So sorry, guys. Being in a different location means you can probably hear my dogs. That love is just so expansive, and it's larger here. And that cup then overflows into this, to the world, to affect the whole world. It ripples out to affect the whole world. It echoes out across the entire universe. That love that you feel for each other, because of the love that you feel for yourself, it's one and the same, and it just encompasses everything, echoing out across the universe, rippling out to affect the entire planet, and then echoing out to the universe. And the energy that I'm getting here, you see how they're in the water? This is the love. This is the love that just has been overflowing from self-love to love for each other, love with the divine, love for the entire planet. And now they are basking in this love, the divine masculine in his complete power, in his strength, lifting, supporting the divine feminine. Divine feminine, one of a nurturing nature in her divine feminine energy, in her divine feminine power. Divine masculine, one of protecting, one of support, one of taking action, one of just masculinity, but not toxic masculinity, not one of control, just one of support, one of authority, one of leadership, one of just helping to this divine feminine to lift the divine feminine. Both of you in equal merging. Look how these two bodies are just together, how they're just almost merged together with this energy that's pouring down on them, this love energy, this light energy that's just radiating through them. This is amazing energy. This is pure divine love. This is union energy. And the divine masculine now is moving towards union, wanting this union, wanting this relationship. If you're talking the 3D, wanting this relationship, wanting this commitment, but truly wanting this union, wanting to be the masculine to your feminine, wanting to lift the feminine up. Because they're seeing now the light within themselves, the light within their feminine, the light that's just pouring down through both of them. And that's affecting the whole world through their love. Opening up to this love now. God, I love that card. And this is their wish. This has been their wish. Okay, so we're actually getting two tempering energies here. So we have the Temperance card, which is all about healing. We have the Star card, which is all about healing. But it's almost like a healing wish. The energy that they're giving me here is a healing wish. I wish for this, and now that I'm healed, the wish will come true. But both of these, you see how they're both pouring into the water here, tempering the fire, the water, but both with two jars here. Balance. This is coming into balance. This healing energy is bringing this relationship, this union into balance. The divine masculine is now bringing this into balance because of their own healing work that they've done. They're bringing this into balance. Bringing this relationship into balance, turning the wheel for this partnership, for this beautiful divine partnership, because they are dispelling the shadows here, awakening not just to this connection, but awakening to higher levels of consciousness, raising their vibrations, and as they raise their vibrations, meeting the divine feminine, and you both rise, lifting each other up in this together. Understanding that you're in this together now, that you're each other's wish come true. A message is coming through. This is the divine. You see how there's this woman here, but she's kind of ethereal looking. This is mother. Mother energy. Mother, not 3D energy, but mother God energy. Nurturing energy. Source energy. This is masculine and feminine. These two jars, bringing you two together, bringing this love into balance, pouring into this one love energy, this ocean of love energy. This is your wish. She's fulfilling your wish. You both had this wish for each other. You both had this wish to love one another. This is, I don't know if I have it anymore. Yeah, I shuffled. It's the two cups, pouring into the third, pouring into that ocean. The ocean of love, the ocean that just expands into, rippling out to the rest of the world. to uplift the world, to affect the whole planet, to echo out across the universe. This is your wishes, both of you having this wish, and this is that wish being granted. She's granting this wish for you. This is the divine coming in and guiding this connection and granting this wish for you. This wish that you both, that star that you both wished on. That star, she is the star that you both wished on. And now she's making this wish come true for you both. To merge your energies, to come together in this committed relationship, this Hierophant energy, this committed relationship, this awakened connection, this beautiful divine love. Turning the wheel for you. She's turning the wheel for you. Okay, so reminding me, one of my favorite movies is Stardust. It's based on a Neil Gaiman book of the same name. And if you haven't ever seen the movie, go check it out. It might be on Netflix or Amazon or something like that. But go check it out. It's beautiful. It's, it's complicated, but Claire Danes actually plays a star who is pulled down from heaven, and, she goes on this whole adventure and stuff. There's a scene in the end where she hasn't been shining because she, is depressed and upset, and she doesn't shine when she's depressed and upset. But when she is in love, she just is all aglow. And she is hugging her true love. She's hugging her divine counterpart. And she says to him, "What do stars do best? They shine." That's the energy they're giving me here. What do you both do best when you're together? Look at this star energy here. Look at this light energy. What do you do best when you're in each other's embrace? You shine. You shine with love. You shine with love for each other, and then that love just expands and expands and expands. And you shine your light because you have come to a place, both of you, in your own awakening, in your own healing, your own putting aside the past, your own journey of healing. You have come to a place of love for yourself. And now you have that love to offer, knowing that the love that you have for your divine counterpart is the same as the love for yourself, because you are the same. You are divine counterparts, soulmates, twin flames, whatever it is that you want to call it. You are that true love. And as you have that love for yourself, you naturally have that expansive love for your divine counterpart, that glowing love for your divine counterpart. It's one and the same. 2 parts to one whole is what they had always channeled to me. You're 2 parts to one whole. And now what do you do when you've wished upon the star and you have that come to fruition? You have that wish come to fruition. You shine. You shine in each other's embrace. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. God, I love this energy. I'm in love with our divine masculines. I'm in love with my divine masculine, but I'm in love with our divine masculines. It's just beautiful energy, just this healing energy. We should be so proud and have such compassion for everything that we have both been through, divine masculines and divine feminines. This has not been an easy journey. It has been a difficult journey. Awakening is not easy. Ascension is not easy. Remembering who you are when you have been thrust for lifetimes into this conditioning in this dense 3D plane. It's not easy. It is not easy to awaken to the truth of who you are and to then show that to anybody else. Never mind to admit that to yourself, to understand that for yourself. It's not easy. But that's what we've done on the ascension journey. We have shed these shadows. We have rid ourselves of anything that was holding us back in our mental, egoic mind. These swords here are just shadows. These swords here it's just karma. These swords here is just the past. But the past is just a story, and we don't have to tell ourselves that story anymore. It's just false beliefs. Stories are sometimes just false beliefs that we no longer have to tell ourselves. Write a different story now. Turn the wheel and write a different story for yourself. Write yourself a story of true love. Believe in this love. Okay, I'm not going to take these. Let's just get 1 or 2 more cards for the Divine Masculine. Thank you. Yeah. Moving away from feeling left out in the cold. Moving away from leaving the divine feminine out in the cold. Moving away from this fear. Moving away from the addictions. Moving away from the poor behavior, the toxicity. Moving towards passion. Moving towards that fire in their belly, what lights them up. Moving towards love. Moving away from the conflict and into a place of more emotional stability, emotional maturity with this King of Cups here, wanting to express themselves, wanting to leave the conflict behind, now wanting to come forward with an expression of love, with an expression of who they are, and who they are is love, and how they love their divine feminine because of how they love themselves now, wanting to express themselves. Wanting to express themselves now. Okay, so I'm getting a message here, and I don't know what it means because I'm not an astrologer, but there's something about Saturn here. So I don't know if you guys want to, if this is resonating with you guys, if you want to intuit here, but there's something about Saturn. They're saying the rings of Saturn. The rings of Saturn. I might have to do some research on that. I don't know what that means, but they're telling me the rings of Saturn. The rings of Saturn. What does that mean? Hold on, I want to get some clarity, see if I can get some clarity on that. They're not giving me anything, so that might be for somebody specifically. If you guys know anything about astrology, if you guys know anything about Saturn, if there's anything there for you, let me know in the comments. I'll also try to do some research and see what the hell that means. But they were saying Saturn, the rings of Saturn. The rings of Saturn. The rings of Saturn sing. What does that mean? I want to, hold on a second. Rings of Saturn. What's that about? What's the King of Cups and the Rings of Saturn about? They're showing me, so this might be a separate message, I'm not sure, but what they're showing me is, I don't think anything's going to come out with the chair down the bottom of the deck. They're showing me the rings. Okay, so you know when you have it, you saw a tree in half, and there's the tree, the tree stump. They're showing me the rings of the tree stump, and that shows the age of the tree. Something about lifetimes, something about lifetimes together, how you've done this together through lifetimes. It's something about the rings. Something about lifetimes, past lifetimes, the rings. They're saying clearing out the karma, coming together, more harmony to clear out the karma, to clear out the karmic karma. No, the karmic conflict. Excuse me, the karmic conflict of past lifetimes. Now coming into a place of emotional maturity, of emotional balance, and being more able to express themselves. This is almost like they're giving me, they're almost like they're balancing their divine feminine energies with their divine masculine energies, allowing themselves to be more emotional, allowing themselves to be more in touch with their feminine energies. Allowing themselves to not just acknowledge their emotions and not just acknowledge what it is that they're feeling, but to express that as well. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else. Anything else for these masculines? Page of Swords, yeah. Wanting to come forward to communicate with this new emotional maturity, with this newfound expression of themselves, wanting to express themselves, wanting to express their love. And the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, having filled up their own cup. And again, we have this water imagery. Having filled up their own cup, now it's just overflowing. And they're saying they see you. They see you, divine feminines. They see that you have always been offering a cup of love to them. And now they're willing and able, because of all the healing energy that they've gone through, because of their own awakening, they're willing and able to now, having filled up their own cup, offer that love to you. because that love, there's so much passion here right now, so much sexual energy, so much sacred sexual energy, just so much passion and love here. And these cards, they are feeling it. It's almost overwhelming for them. It's almost like a flood in their heart, almost like they can't hold back anymore. Here, the energy that I'm getting here with the Page of Cups is they're being very like they're observing you. They might be observing you on social media. They might be holding back in their communications, but they're being very disciplined. But here with the King of Cups, they are just wanting to spill out, and with the Ace of Cups here at the bottom of the deck, they are just wanting to overflow with their love for you. They're just overflowing with love for you and wanting to come in and communicate, but they're being very disciplined about how and when they do it. Very disciplined energy here. But, oh my gosh, and the Ace of Pentacles here as well. Ace of Pentacles wanting to manifest something stable, something more secure, a new foundation, something in the physical 3D world, because they've had tower moments, because they've had epiphanies, because they've had breakthroughs. They saw that this was no longer serving them. This energy of the Ten of Swords was no longer serving them. They had to heal this. They had to turn the wheel. The wheel had to be turned, and if they weren't going to do it, they were still resisting. The universe came in and kind of shook them up. But now they're ready to take this leap of faith. They're ready for this new beginning in love, because they have had an epiphany. They've had this new beginning in self-love. And so they are wanting to end the conflict. This is past life conflicts. This is also conflict with you, the Divine Feminine. Wanting to come forward, end the conflict, move more into a place of harmony and peace. Wanting to fulfill both of your wishes here. Wanting to come to this place of harmony and love in this divine partnership, this loving relationship, this committed, awakened, conscious relationship, and wanting to express themselves and their love for you. Beautiful, beautiful, amazing energies for the Divine Masculines. I'm so, so proud of the Divine Masculines. All right, I think we're going to end there. I was going to pull some from another deck, but I think we're just going to end there. You know what? Let's just get a Romance Angels. I know I love the Romance Angels. Let's just get one. What does the masculine want to say to the feminine? How are they feeling towards the feminine? How's the masculine feeling towards the feminine at this time? This is all healing energy. This is all awakening energy. This is all just love energy. I don't know how to explain it. This is all... The Divine Masculine is waking up. They just corrected me. The Divine Masculine is awakened, and now they are just moving through and processing everything that they've been experiencing, everything that they've been healing, and processing how to move forward in their own lives and for this connection, they're saying. Beautiful, beautiful. How's the Divine Masculine feeling towards the Divine Feminine at this time? How's the Divine Masculine? Heart-to-heart conversations. Yes. See? They are opening, where is that? King of Cups. They are opening up, wanting to express themselves, wanting to have these heart-to-heart conversations and express what they've been through, to express how they feel for you, and without the filter, without holding back, without the resistance anymore. They are opening up to this connection. Honestly, discuss your feelings with one another. Honestly, discuss what you've been through and how you're feeling. We also have honeymoon at the bottom of the deck. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. For some, this is Six of Swords energy. For some, you guys might be traveling. You might be traveling to or near each other. You might be traveling with each other. You might be going on a vacation for some quality time together, for some quality time with some heart-to-heart conversations. But this is moving into calmer waters. You see this building here? Calmer waters, clear skies, a steady foundation, a firm, concrete foundation now. That's what you're moving towards. And you have the angel in the boat with the two figures here. You are being divinely guided. This is unfolding in divine, perfect timing, and you have the star that you wished upon guiding you. This is source energy. This is your spirit team. This is a star that you wished upon, what you wanted to manifest. You have this guiding you. I love the imagery of the star that you wished upon guiding you. Like the star is the personification of someone. I love that. I just love that imagery. But that's what you're moving towards. And we also have, I thought that was, never mind. I thought this was, it's finances and career. I thought it was forgiveness and learning, because that's what they just pointed me to. Forgiveness and learning. You are forgiving and learning about each other again. You're forgiving each other for the past. You're putting this conflict behind you to move forward, to turn the wheel, move forward towards these expressions of love for each other. This more balanced energy, this king energy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful reading. All right, you guys, that's it for the Divine Masculine reading. We'll be back with the Divine Feminine reading and a special intimate reading. So if you are resonating with my readings, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and leave me a comment in the comment box below. I love hearing where you guys are on your own journeys as well. We'll also have daily energy draws, so make sure that you don't miss out on those as well. We'll see you soon. Send you guys so much love and so much light.